Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit stories that will make you question family boundaries. Story 1. My in-laws are ruining my marriage. So my in-laws just made me ban them from staying in my own house, and honestly, I'm wondering if I've destroyed my marriage in the process. Let me paint you a picture of what I've been dealing with. I've got a father-in-law who literally tries to start fights with me at every family gathering, and a grandmother-in-law who raised my husband and thinks she can parent my kid better than I can. These two don't even get along with each other, but somehow they've united in making my life miserable. Every time they visit, my father-in-law rolls his eyes at everything I say and tries to bait me into arguments. Meanwhile, the grandmother is constantly criticizing how I parent my son and nitpicking every little thing I do. It's like having 2 judgmental houseguests who never leave. The breaking point came during their last visit. I was dealing with their usual passive-aggressive comments and eye rolls when I finally snapped. I told my husband that they can't stay in our home anymore when they visit. If they want to see us, they can get a hotel. My husband is furious with me, saying I'm being unreasonable and that family should always be welcome. But here's the thing, I work full-time, I'm raising a child, and I shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable and stressed in my own home. I shouldn't have to walk on eggshells around people who clearly don't respect me. My husband thinks I'm overreacting, but I've tried to be patient for years. I've bit my tongue through countless snide remarks and criticisms. I've watched his father try to undermine me in front of my own child. The grandmother acts like I'm some incompetent stranger who accidentally wandered into their family. Now my husband is caught between his family and his wife, and I get that it's a difficult position. But shouldn't your spouse's comfort and well-being in their own home take priority? I feel like I'm being painted as the villain for setting boundaries. They're acting like I'm some controlling wife who's trying to tear the family apart, but all I want is to feel respected in my own house. Is it really too much to ask that houseguests treat you with basic courtesy? Am I wrong for putting my foot down, or should I have continued to endure their behavior for the sake of keeping peace? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My wife won't stop hosting my son's ex-girlfriend. So my wife is hosting my son's ex-girlfriend at our house, and it's creating the most awkward family situation you can imagine. Here's what happened. My 18-year-old son just started college, and he recently broke up with his high school girlfriend Mia. They'd been together since senior year, but when he got to college, he realized he wanted the freedom to experience college life without being tied down. Fair enough, right? Young people should explore and figure out who they are. Well, my wife absolutely loved Mia. I mean, she treated her like the daughter she never had. Mia would come over for family dinners, movie nights, you name it. She practically lived at our house during their relationship. The breakup was amicable enough, no cheating, no drama, just my son wanting to be single in college. But here's where it gets weird. After they broke up, my wife kept inviting Mia over. At first, I thought maybe it was just to help her through the breakup, you know, being supportive. But it's been going on for weeks now. Mia is still coming over for dinner, still hanging out with my wife and 15-year-old daughter like nothing happened. My son came home from college last weekend and was completely blindsided. He walks into the kitchen and there's his ex-girlfriend making cookies with his mom and sister. The poor kid didn't know what to do with himself. It was so uncomfortable watching him try to navigate that situation. I told my wife that she needs to stop hosting Mia because it's putting our son in an impossible position. When he comes home from college, he should be able to relax and not worry about running into his ex-girlfriend in his own house. But my wife is being stubborn about this. She says Mia is like family to her and that she's not going to abandon her just because my son wanted to play the field. She thinks I'm being unreasonable and that our son needs to learn that actions have consequences. I get that my wife cares about Mia, I really do. The girl is sweet and she's going through a tough time. But there are boundaries here that need to be respected. My son should feel comfortable in his own home, and honestly, it's probably not healthy for Mia to keep hanging around our family either. She needs to move on and build her own life. My wife thinks I'm being heartless, but I think she's being inappropriate. Whose side would you take in this family drama? Story 3. My coworker is trying to destroy me over store etiquette. So this coworker is literally trying to get me fired because I didn't offer to buy her something from the store, and I'm questioning everything about workplace social dynamics right now. I started this new job about 5 months ago, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty introverted and socially awkward. I do my work, I'm polite to everyone, but I don't go out of my way to become best friends with my coworkers. That's apparently a problem for one particular coworker I'll call Stephanie. From day one, Stephanie has had it out for me. About a month ago, I was quietly humming to myself while working, and she loudly announced to the entire office that my humming was the most annoying thing ever. I apologized and stopped, but it was embarrassing. She's constantly nitpicking everything I do. Well, yesterday I was getting ready to leave for my lunch break when I remembered I needed to grab a few things from the store across the street. As I'm walking out, I casually mentioned to a coworker that I was heading to the store real quick. That's it. Just a casual comment. I didn't think anything of it. I went to the store, bought my stuff, came back, and continued my day. But apparently, Stephanie overheard me say I was going to the store, and now she's furious that I didn't ask if anyone needed anything. She confronted me about it, saying it was rude and inconsiderate that I didn't offer to pick up things for other people. I was honestly confused because in my previous jobs, people just went to the store when they needed to. Sometimes they'd ask if anyone needed anything, sometimes they wouldn't. It wasn't a big deal either way. But Stephanie is acting like I committed some major social crime. She's been complaining to other coworkers about how selfish and antisocial I am. Today she even went to our supervisor to suggest that maybe I'm not a good culture fit for the team. All because I didn't offer to be everyone's personal shopper during my lunch break. I'm starting to feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Is this really such a big deal? I mean, I can see how it might be nice to offer, but is it really an expectation? And even if it is, does it warrant trying to get someone fired? I feel like Stephanie has been looking for reasons to complain about me, and this was just the excuse she was waiting for. The whole situation is making me second-guess every social interaction at work. Should I have offered to get things for people, or is this woman just looking for drama? Story 4. My mom's house became a nightmare and I finally snapped. So I just told my mom her house is disgusting and now she's not speaking to me, but honestly, the situation had gotten so bad that someone had to say something. I'm 22 and work as a flight attendant, which means I'm traveling constantly but not making enough money to justify my own apartment yet. Since I'm barely home anyway, I decided to keep living with my parents and my 16-year-old brother to save money. Here's the thing though, when I was growing up, my mom was obsessed with cleanliness. I'm talking about a woman who would clean the house from top to bottom every single day. Everything was always spotless, organized, and smelled amazing. But something has changed dramatically over the past few years, and it's gotten so much worse since I started traveling for work. The house has become absolutely disgusting. We're talking about dirty dishes piled up in the sink for weeks, garbage overflowing and attracting bugs, bathrooms that haven't been cleaned in months. The smell hits you the moment you walk through the front door. It's this combination of rotting food, dirty laundry, and general staleness that makes me want to turn around and leave immediately. My mom has completely let herself go too. She used to be put together and take pride in her appearance, but now she barely showers and wears the same clothes for days. My little brother is basically raising himself at this point, living off pizza and fast food because there's never any real food in the house. The worst part is that I never know what I'm coming home to after a trip. Sometimes I'll be gone for a week and come back to find that nothing has been cleaned the entire time I was away. The few times I've tried to clean up, my mom gets defensive and tells me to mind my own business. Last week I came home from a particularly long trip, exhausted and just wanting to relax in a clean space. But the house was worse than I'd ever seen it. The kitchen was unusable, the living room was covered in clutter and dirty laundry, and the smell was overwhelming. I finally lost it and told my mom that the house was nasty and stinks, and that she needed to get her act together. She completely broke down and said I was being cruel and ungrateful. She accused me of thinking I'm better than everyone now that I have a job that requires me to travel. My dad is staying out of it, and my brother just hides in his room with his headphones on. Now my mom isn't speaking to me, and I'm wondering if I should have handled it differently. But I'm also frustrated because I feel like I shouldn't have to come home to a health hazard. Was I too harsh, or did she need a wake-up call? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.